Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and checking out my latest video. Now, today's video is going to be talking about the rematch between Gennady Triple G Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez. Highly anticipated fight. The first one was extremely close. Um, Very good matchup. And this undercard is going to be great as well. I'm going to be highlighting hopefully some of these fights as well for you guys. So I'm going to get more into that in a different video. However, this video I'm going to talk about the advantages Canelo and Triple G have over one another, ultimately what they did very well in the first fight, and some keys for the second fight, and also I will pick a winner for this matchup as well. So hope you guys enjoy this video. So let's get right into it and first start off with Canelo Alvarez and what he did very well in the first fight. So I thought Canelo Alvarez came out and had a very good start to this fight. The first 3 rounds I thought were very well fought for him. Um, some keys for Canelo, I thought when I looked at him, ultimately, he had a lot of success when he was able to back up Triple G, and also when he was fighting in the center of the ring. Canelo was able to use that superior hand speed and mix up body shots, head shots. He just did a very good job of mixing up his attack and kind of keeping Triple G guessing. And also, throughout that first fight, Canelo had excellent counter punches. In particular, I thought his left hook to the body when he thought it was a very good weapon. His uppercut was lethal as well. Defensively, Canelo actually did a very good job of taking away Triple G's straight right hand. And on the ropes, when Triple G had him backed up at times, Canelo was able to block a lot of those shots and did a good job as well defensively against a killer like Gennady Golovkin. So it goes to show you the talent that Canelo Alvarez has when you look at him. Now, Triple G, some success that he had in the first fight, in my opinion. I thought his jab was excellent and on point throughout that whole fight. I thought Triple G did a pretty good job of consistently applying pressure on Canelo Alvarez. Um, Not everything he was throwing was landing. Of course, like I was saying, Canelo's defense is excellent, but nonetheless, that constant pressure made Canelo Alvarez fight in spots in that matchup, and that's ultimately what Triple G needs to do. Except he has to do it in a better fashion in the rematch. I also thought that Golovkin, as the fight went along, he kind of picked up his fight IQ was better. He was able to set up his hooks and work off his jab, and he was able to land a few body shots, more so than earlier in the fight where he did zero body work. He didn't land a lot of body punches, but his work improved as the fight goes on. So that was definitely some good things that Triple G did in that encounter as well. I thought actually he had a decent defense as well in that fight. Actually, a lot of people are going to give me a hell for that, but some of the punches that you're thinking that Canelo is landing, some of them are actually off the forearms of Triple G. Now, in saying that, Triple G's defense is not as good as Canelo. We're going to get into that, guys, and talk about that. Let's do that right now, actually. So let's talk about the strengths that Triple G has over Canelo Alvarez when we look at it. So Triple G advantage-wise, I would say in this fight, he's physically the stronger fighter of the two. I also believe that he's a better power puncher. Triple G also, his jab is better than Canelo Alvarez. And I would say also Triple G has better stamina of the two. He's consistently applying pressure, and he did not get tired in that fight. If you watch HBO commentary, Jim Lampley was horribly biased for Golovkin. It was ridiculous. But like they keep commenting about how Triple G has mouth open, this and that. Triple G was walking down and moving throughout that fight forward towards Canelo Alvarez, and to me he wasn't tired, and he was an older fighter. So I think advantage-wise, those are some advantages that Triple G has in this matchup. Also, I believe Triple G is better kind of off the ring than Canelo Alvarez as well. Now, when you look at the advantages that Canelo Alvarez has in this encounter with Triple G, I would say Canelo Alvarez has the advantage in hand speed. I also think he's a better combination puncher of the two, better counter puncher as well, better defensively and better head movement. And I think there's more of a variety to Canelo's game. Canelo can fight going backwards. He can fight on the inside at times as well. He can fight in the center of the ring. So I think he's a little more diverse than Gennady Golovkin is, personally, in my opinion. Now, ultimately, guys, some keys for this matchup, in my opinion, some things that I want to see both of these guys do and kind of to look out for in this fight. So some keys for Gennady Golovkin in this matchup, in my opinion, I continue to be heavy on the jab. I also think that Triple G, he's got to constantly pressure. At times, you could see he was worried about Canelo's counterpunching skills. And when he had Canelo backed up on the ropes, he was worried about throwing body punches due to him getting countered. Now, Triple G, in my opinion, he's got to take the risks in this fight. He's got a great chin. and he is a very good body puncher. And how do you tire out a fighter who fights in spurts like Canelo? Well, you land the body shots as well. So that will definitely take a toll, and that's something that Triple G really needs to do in this matchup, in my opinion. He needs to work the body a lot more. And I also like to see him as well. When Canelo's back in Triple G up, I like to see him throw out some sort of counter punches as well, because Triple G would just go back and not really throw anything, and that allows Canelo to continue to do that kind of offensive work. So I like to see Triple G every now and again just throw a few counters, even if it's double jabbing or it's just a hook, a check hook, something to keep Canelo at bay when Triple G is being backed up. Because that's something that I think that Canelo and his team are going to try to work on in this matchup, because they had a lot of success doing so in that fight. Um, so yeah, I would say those are definitely some of the things that Triple G needs to do in this rematch. Also, I believe he needs to get off to a better start in this fight. I felt that he looked very off early in this matchup, like he had a lot of problems with Canelo's hand speed and kind of counter punches. And I think that Triple G now in the rematch, he is kind of he knows what Canelo is bringing basically to the table. So there's no excuse really for a start like he had in the last fight where he's giving up rounds early. Now, let's talk about Canelo Alvarez and what he needs to do in this fight. So, I thought Canelo did a lot of things very well. I'd like to see him back up Golovkin more in this fight. I think he did great success when he was able to do so. I also like to see Canelo use his jab more, because Canelo fights in spurts and he throws a lot of big punches. He'll throw a left hook to the body with a lot of power on them as well. You know, that right hand uppercut with a lot of power behind them. Canelo's a muscular guy as it is, so I like to see him kind of use his jab. It's going to also conserve more energy for him in this fight, in my opinion. And also, his corner was calling for his jab a lot more than he was using it in the last fight. So, and I also think that Canelo, what he's got to do is he's got to work smart in this rematch. So, early on, he came out flying in the first fight, but then he started fighting in spurts throughout the matchup. So what he's got to be able to do is know his gas tank limit, conserve energy, and just fight smart. Land counter punches, keep Golovkin guessing, use movement, and stay away from the ropes, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are going to say he did a lot of great counter punches and this and that off the ropes. However, you're giving Triple G an opportunity to work, and also Triple G is scoring points in the judges' eyes at that point. Even if not all these shots are landing, you're just giving him an avenue to win a round. So ultimately, guys, those are some keys, I think, in the second fight to watch out for, in my opinion. Um, so picking a winner for this fight, extremely tough. You can lean a couple different ways. You go with Canelo because he's more diverse. He's a younger fighter. He's fresher. Um, he's going to gain experience from that last tough fight where he's really pushed the brink. Or you look at it and you say, well, Triple G, most people think he won the first fight. Canelo couldn't get away from his jab, and Triple G was more consistent throughout the fight and didn't take rounds off. And ultimately, if he works the body or is able to implement that, Canelo is going to get more tired than he did the last time. So, in my opinion, guys, I'm going to be picking Triple G to win a split decision in this matchup. I think it's going to be another close fight again. It's going to be debated. However, ultimately, guys, what I think is the type of style that Triple G has, where it consistently pressures you in your face, it causes fighters to mentally drain and physically their stamina starts to slow down. Where this guy's constantly in your face and you're throwing your best shots and this guy's still walking forward and he doesn't care. Especially if he can land the body shots on Canelo, it should be a little bit slightly easier to fight from the last one. Now, in fairness, it's quite easy to say land body shots when Triple G hasn't been doing it in recent fights, and Canelo's counterpunching is excellent and gave Triple G trouble, and that's why he didn't throw the body shots. But ultimately, that's going to be key for Triple G. If he does not do any body work, it's going to be tough for him to win this matchup, in my opinion, guys. So I'm banking on him to do a bit more work to the body than he did last time, keep Canelo honest in that respect. And ultimately, I think one of the biggest things, really, when it comes down to it, is Triple G just consistently fights every round of these fights. So even if he's not scoring or he's not winning a round, he's going to be at least making Canelo work. Whereas Canelo at times will take rounds off. So ultimately, that's the biggest thing in my opinion when I look at this fight, is Canelo does a lot of things very well, but Triple G is consistent the whole fight, in my opinion. And it should be very interesting, guys, to see who implements their game plan, what adjustments are made, and different things like that. So definitely going to be an interesting fight and very tough one to call. Very, very close fight here. I give a very slight edge to Triple G in this rematch. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in and checking out my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you very much.